Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we introduce fractions. So a fraction is a special type of number that looks like this. We say this number as 2 over 3. So the top number is called the numerator and the bottom number the denominator. This symbol in between them actually means divide. So this is 2 divided by 3. So the denominator tells you how many groups you've divided something into, and the top number tells you how many groups you actually have. So I'm going to represent 2/3 visually in this diagram here. So I've divided this one whole rectangle into 3. So that's what it means with the denominator 3. So the numerator 2 means I have 2 of those. So I'm just going to shade in 2 of this. This is 2/3, dividing something in 3 and taking 2 of those groups. Another way to display that is with these smileys here. So I have 6 smileys, and we're going to find 2/3 of them. So the bottom number being 3 means that I divide this into 3 equal groups. So there's like one group there, and one group there. So 2/3 means I have 2 of them. So 2/3 of this collection is this smiley, this one, and this one. These 4 smileys represent 2/3 of the collection because I divided the collection into 3 groups and I have 2 of those. So as I said before, this middle line means divide. So if you see a fraction like 18 over 3, it means 18 divided by 3. That's actually the same as 6. And 20 over 4 is the same as 5 because it's 20 divided by 4, which equals 5. But what about 2 divided by 3? Well, that's not going to give us a whole number. And the number it equals is going to be less than 1. 2/3 is going to be less than 1. It's less than a whole, as you can see here and here. If the rectangle is 1 whole, 2/3 is less than that. But we can represent 2/3 on a number line. So here is a number line from 0 to 1. You're used to seeing the number line with just integers, which are whole numbers. But between 2 whole numbers like 0 and 1, there's infinitely many other numbers. So excluding 0, I've divided 0 to 1 into 1, 2, 3 segments. So I've divided it into thirds. So this number here would be 1/3, and this number here would be 2/3. So you can view fractions as part of a whole. 2/3 is less than a whole. Now between 0 and 1, the number halfway in between is a half. It would be about there. So 2/3 is a little more than a half and less than 1. It's not a whole number. So 2/3 is a fraction, numerator 2, denominator 3. If you have 2/3 of something, you've divided into 3 groups and taken 2 of them. It is part of a whole. It is less than 1 whole. It's obviously more than 0. It's a little bit more than a half. So if you have 2/3 of something, you have more than half of it, but less than a whole. If you answer 2/3 of questions correctly in your maths tests, you've answered more than half of them correctly, but you've answered less than all of them correctly. And that's what fractions are, less than a whole. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.